All right, good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. It is October 24th. Had a real green day yesterday after good old Bill Ackman said that he closed his short positions on the 30-year treasuries. So, had a huge rally on the Qs from a low at 351 all the way up to almost 360. Had a few stocks doing really hot. Nvidia was the big gainer of yesterday. This one's pulling back in the pre-market off of 438 to 432 right now. So probably seeing AMD pulling back with that a little bit at 101. Still got my AMD 111 call for the end of this week. Doesn't seem like it's going to pay out, but got some other trades we're looking at. Crocs to the downside for the next few weeks. Google and Microsoft will be reporting earnings today after hours, so that'll create some momentum in both of those names. And I do still have that 290 Tesla call for next month. But yeah, that's all the trades we have on right now. Let's look through the watch list, see if we have anything good. Looks like we have a huge dip on Google down to 138.75. Just got bought up really quickly there. Currently trading at 139.22, so about a 50-cent stop loss. My guess it might head over to 139.65, about 50 cents higher. So we'll go with a 130 Google call following that momentum. Delta on this is 47. It's a little bit expensive due to earnings today after hours, but that won't change our risk. The low on that was 138.70 actually. Okay. $50 delta. It's about 25-cent stop as of right now. Take on 5. How's SPY looking for the day? Let me get this Google trade out of the way and then we'll talk about that. $10 seconds till market open. Alright, they're trading at 320, so our stop should be 295-ish. That might not be right. Prices aren't changing here. Alright. Got those at 319. But yeah, our stop should be 295. So my approach for earnings, for these two at least, Microsoft and Google, I have a very far expiration, so I'm not going to be impacted by the drop in implied volatility like, trading the weeklies. I have a 5-month expiration for both of the names, and they're super far out of the money. So even if it does drop a lot, or if it drops minimally, say, then I won't lose a lot because my delta is pretty minimal. If you look at the delta for both the options, it's 8 and 8 for Google and Microsoft. So if it doesn't move much to the downside, then I won't lose much. If it does move a ton to the downside, obviously those trades get wiped out. Only risking 1% of the account per option though, so very minimal risk, and the upside for both these trades is very high. So Google is trading at 139. My expectations over the next 5 months is for it to go to 183. And Microsoft is about the same, currently trading at 330. Expectations is that it goes up to, I guess this one's a little bit further out of the money in relation, to 424. Where should you go to learn about the Greeks? I can pull that video up. Alright, so we have a top in at 139.50 almost. I mean, there's not really a gap if you're looking at the daily chart. If you're expecting it to come back to the close, it might be a little bit difficult. Let's see, the 10-year is really what's changed in the market today, and this is coming down the first 15 minutes on open. So, but let me pull up the Greeks video. I have 2 videos on it. I have a short video and then more in detail. Google's trading at 139.20 again. I want to check to see if it goes over 139.50, so we'll set an alert there. At or above 139.50. I don't think I'll take profit on it yet, but just want to know if it does go above. So this is a short version of the Greeks that I've posted. Just a 1-minute video. Very digestible. And then the long detailed version of it. Going into depth on how the Greeks change whenever the stock itself moves. Yeah, no problem. Alright, these are trading at 330 a piece. Not really gaining much, but we'll see. We're trading right at that 139.50 level. Looks like the alert went off. Went to 139.53 and pulled right back. This isn't exactly looking pretty. I might end up taking part of the stop loss instead of the whole stop. It's just kind of ranging right now between 138.70, 138.80, and 139.50. Doesn't have the momentum I thought it might. I understand you have long positions. Assuming earnings means opportunity to make some type of trade. Yeah, so all my Well, I guess the two earnings for today are both long for Microsoft and Google. For Crocs, which is later on, like 2 weeks down the line, that one I'm short on. Netflix is actually popping off. I almost forgot about that trade. This one we bought at about 50 cents a piece. We got 4 of them, and now they're trading at 120. Netflix is doing pretty hot today, breaking a new high. Those trades went to 171, pull back there. We bought these at a little under 60, just 4 of them, just a light position. We might be able to close 1 of them or 2 of them. Let's see if Google will pass up this 139.50 mark. I'm thinking it won't. I think it's just going to keep ranging in there. Alright, we're approaching it again. It just keeps on tapping it and coming back. So I think we'll just close out at a small win. Alright, so those are 335. And we still have the long position for earnings. How far do I buy out? So it depends. My trading is based on price action. And it depends on where I see the price action. So for Google and for Microsoft, if you look at the monthly charts on this, obviously they've been headed up. And for the last 3 months, they really haven't done much. They've just been going back and forth. So my guess is whenever they end up finally breaking through the top of these levels, that they'll see a huge squeeze. And the catalyst behind that would be their earnings. So I'm in this trade for the next 5 months. That's why I chose such a long expiration date, because I saw the setup on the monthly chart. For AMD, this trade isn't working for me right now, but I saw the setup on the daily chart where it was just trading back and forth again. And this is not the right stock. AMD is the one we're looking for. This one I probably should have closed yesterday because it did close under the range. But right, it's just been going back and forth here. My expectations was that it would go up by the end of the week. You have Intel earnings, a couple other chip names reporting this week, so my guess was that there would be some sympathy trade to the upside for AMD. But now this trade is basically trash. Trading at 5 cents a piece, you're trading under the range, so it doesn't really make sense to keep on holding it. We've got like $50 left in the position. If we close under 101.50 again today, then I will close this by the end of the day. But for right now, we'll keep hold of it. But yeah, Netflix popped off initially and pulled back. This one, I saw the setup on the daily chart, so I went with a weekly expiration date. Right, so you got 3 days worth of just chopping back and forth after the huge pop, and now it's trading at 413. My price target for it is for it to go all the way up to 400, and I think this is supposed to be 430, but for some reason I put 430.81. But yeah, in this little gray box is where I'm expecting the stock by the end of the week. Good morning, nice fishman. Looks like Google did end up breaking up to 140 almost now. So we let go of that a little bit too early. Those are trading at 350. Let's see how much that Netflix position is up. 240. We bought 56, 4 of them. We spent 224 and we're up 230. So about double on the position right now. Oh, and the way that I choose my strike price for these is based on ATR. Right, so I'm waiting for the stock to trade flat on one of these time frames, either the monthly, the weekly, or the daily. And then I'll take what the ATR is for that stock. So for Netflix, the ATR right now is 15. So the average true range for the stock each day is $15. It'll move back and forth about 15. Right, so I'll multiply the ATR by however many days until the expiration date that I'm choosing, and then I'll usually have like a multiple of like 60% because it's not going to make that entire move. If it does, it's extremely unlikely. But I'll usually multiply it by like 60% or so. And right now this trade's working out really well. I might take some profit if we see another like $9 rally for the day. So if Netflix is trading at 420, I might take some off the table here. And looks like Tesla's the main trade today, up to 219. I was thinking about taking a 220 call yesterday. Got too spooked out with it trading in the low 200s. But that would have been a printer right there. Looks like almost everything's in the green besides Apple. Apple hasn't been getting the love lately, it seems. This has happened a couple times in the last few trading days. Bond yields are actually a little bit higher than they started this morning. Let's check on the economic calendar, see if we have anything going on. I don't think so, but we can always check. See if there's any 10 a.m. We did have composite PMI coming out, global composite PMI coming out at 51 versus 50.2 expected. Surprised to see a positive reading there, so that's probably why you're seeing the interest rate popping off. Global services PMI came in at 50.9 versus 49.8 expected, up from 50.1. And the global composite PMI jumped from 50.2 to 51. Manufacturing PMI came in exactly at neutral 50 versus 49.5 expected. You really want to see this one trending up. That will help kind of soften the inflation issue, but it's not what we've seen from it so far. Yeah, this one, again, I want to see it like 420 today if I want to take profits on it. Yesterday's close was $7 lower, so that would put it at 407. 407 plus 15. So 422 would be the mark that I would take partial profits today. It's very far from it right now, but if we just have a trend all day to the upside, we might see that. Up at 415 now. AMD still not catching any love, trading at 100. Looks like Nvidia just went in the red too. Place a limit order to close it at 5. not getting filled for 5 cents on the AMD calls. Looks like it went to the top of that range. Oh, there we go. Somebody just filled me. Alright, so we want to see this go above 416.75. And that might cause it to break out. If we can breach that high. $230 by the end of the week. Getting past 221 might be a challenge. That would be my expectation. Let me see. 230. Definitely think it's possible. Maybe at most you see it up to 240 would be my guess. You do have a huge gap above, but I don't think that's going to be filled in by the end of this week. Unless, like, all of the big tech earnings post, like, perfect earnings this week. That would be the only case that I could see this fill in the gap to 242. 230, I would say, is probably in the cards. And that's only going for $100 right now. So it's somewhat cheap. If you see 230 by tomorrow or Thursday, that should be a pretty good trade. Looks like Crocs might be rallying. Yeah, going to the top of this daily range. Let's check the 15 and see if we can make any day trades before the 10:15 window closes. Could possibly hedge our Netflix position, assuming that it won't breach the top at 417. Might not be a bad idea. I'll keep that in mind. Google's about to breach the highs at 140. Looks like Meta with a steep pullback here. Putting the high in at 317.60. Currently trading at 316.50. With the lows at 314.60. So we'll go with 315 put. Delta is 46. Go for 3 of them. They're going for $12.40. 50-cent stop would put it at. Oh, those are expensive, actually. So we'll just get 2 of them. $12.40 minus 50 would be $11.90 stop. $12.40 entry. Looks like we miscalculated the stop. Resistance right now is at 317. Could have probably waited on a better entry there. They got down to 12.15 apiece. The bid-ask spread on these is kind of wide. Not a huge fan of that. No, I don't trade futures. There is a lag between when I make the trade, though. Just from the stream. I think there's like a probably 10-second, 15-second lag. like Netflix is pulling back here, giving up some of the value on those calls. The peak's in at 416, so just $1 lower than the previous high. Might take a 412.50 put to hedge. Oh, they don't have any 412s. That's unfortunate. We'll go with the 410s, I guess. That meta trades up a bit now. $50 so far. Trading at 440. Stop should be 80 cents lower. It's a 360 stop. Got in, I think at 430 a piece. Okay. No, Thinkorswim is not being discontinued. It's just moving over to Charles Schwab. Yeah, it'll still be available. Yeah, no problem, Sam. Does kind of look like a bull flag forming here. Netflix back to 4:15 again. Looks like my stop moved up. Tesla on the way up, yeah, 222 almost. Netflix is just getting caught up in this range here. Really tightening up in a flag formation. Yeah, I think I've made all the trades I'll make this morning. It's 10:11 right now, so our window of momentum is closing in on us. Meta just got snapped up at 316. So both of these are just getting caught up in a range. Meta's kind of looking bullish. Like a stair-step pattern. Probably want to see it break under 316 with some momentum. Netflix just lost its support. Nvidia's about as flat as can be right now. Back and forth between 428 to 433. Let's check the 10-year, see if this has moved. Looks like it put in the high at 489 and pulled back. So either you get a bit more of a rally today, or you just trade flat with the 10-year. As of right now, you're really not getting much momentum at all. Plug power. Let's see. Really hot day, up 9%. Nice rebound off of the lows. Got some resistance above it, like 650 to 675. But there is a gap to fill at 650. So you might fill that in today. Not a trade I would want to take for the day, since it's already moved 9%, but could keep going. Let's see. It's already up by 1 ATR for the day, so there's probably going to be a resistance here at about 650, would be my guess. Alright, Netflix is dropping now. Made about $50 on those puts so far. Meta's dropping with it. Not moving much, but finally below 316. Yeah, no problem, Seth. Netflix, I would want to see this. Well, it's already kind of breaking below. Probably like 413, maybe 412.50. It's already at 413. So we could just take the profits and bounce on that trade. Got 2 on this position. Yeah. Where's Meta? 315.50. Alright, here we go. Testing those lows, 475. Did not take out my stop first. Gotta love it. So those at 470. Dipping right below those lows, 412.50. Meta's down at 315.40. This one again, I want to see down at 314.50. Another $1. Which should put these at about $13.30 a piece. you want to watch out for 415 on Netflix. Meta's going back to 317 again. Very strong bounce at 315.25. Might add another position. Or another put on this position. And adjust the stop down to 317. That would put the stop about $12 each. place another entry here. $12.25. Nope. There we go. $12.20. Stop still $11.90. Sitting right at 317. Rejected there. So now we'll move the take profit to like 316. And that'll be the last trade today. So either we get stopped out right at those previous highs, or we ride this back down to 316 for take profit. But yeah, that's it for today, and I'll catch y'all tomorrow at 9:30. See you, everybody.